Ringside is back. JD and Sky Sports have combined to bring you a brand new, fresh 2018 version. Boxing is hotter than ever. So what better way to start than to bring you a UK-US doubleheader? The show will be more all access and more interactive as we get closer than ever before. And our very own Johnny Nelson will be on the road bringing us all the gossip and secrets.
I'm in the Winkerbank gym with the next generation. Behind all the glitz and glamour, this is where the hard work's done. The boxing gyms up and down the country are buzzing. Isn't that right, boys? Ouch, those lads hit hard. We'll also be unearthing some American boxing talent in the months to come, and the Ringside team are in New York to cover the heavyweight championship of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds for the WBC Super Welterweight Championship.
Well, Kell Brook and Sergey Rabchenko are facing off behind me ahead of Saturday night's clash. Right, let's hear from the special one now with Andy Scott.
Well, after back-to-back defeats to Gennady Golovkin and Errol Spence Jr., the special one is back. And he's back at 154 pounds, the super welterweight division. Kell, just how good does it feel to have those extra few pounds?
It feels very good. It's like, what's that story with the bear? When there's that hot porridge, too hot, too cold, and then there's just the medium, just right. So I think middleweight, Golovkin, whoever, welterweight, too light. I think this one is going to be one in the middle, just right. I think I'm going to be, like you just see me on the scales. You know, I'll look in shape, you know, the face is not as drawn as it is at 147. Plenty of energy, and I can't wait to test it out.
You know, he made the weight this morning. Well, he made the weight all week. And you know, he's had something to eat before he weighed in. He's got a smile on his face. You know, his attitude to making weight's always been the same. It's just something what's got to be done, and he always does it. And we've always talked that once he got past 30, it was always going to be difficult rehydrating back up and carrying that into the ring. And you know, we found that out in the Spence fight. For me, he was winning that fight until the injury, but I think he was never going to give up his title in the ring. And you know, after he got beat, he's moved up to 154, and hopefully he can make a career at that.
I've been spotting heavy guys. I've been telling them I want heavy guys, you know, for the build up for this fight, to just to feel it getting hit. You know, as mad as that sounds, getting hit on the face, you know, to see if it can hold up. If it can't hold up, then I'd say, you know, I've got to have another operation. But it's been the hands have been bouncing off my face.
He knows that he's done the hard work. He's had the decent spars. He's had some good quality sparring partners, some big guys, some super middleweights, and you know, he's come through it with flying colours. He's been hit with some decent shots, only one or two, and you know, no flinching, no pulling away, no shying away from the hard work. He's done it all.
There will be nerves, you know. It's like my first fight again. You know, I need to remember. I forgot what it's like to win. You know, I've had 2 losses, and I need that W tomorrow. I need to get back to winning with, you know, being around with new kids in the gym. Billy Joe Saunders, Jason Quigley from America. The new kids, there's new banter. It's good.
Rabchenko's a tough kid. He's had plenty of notice for this fight. I think Kell will do well to stop this guy. If it's going to be a stop, it's going to be late on.
Chocolate brownies have been cooking nicely, and they'll be flying over to him. He'll be eating them brownies tomorrow.
There's going to be a couple of sticky moments. You know, Rabchenko's not come here to lie down. He's come here to make a fight of it, and you know, it's not as easy a fight as people think.
Tragically, British light heavyweight Scott Westcarth lost his life last weekend. I'm sure he won't be far from everybody's thoughts on Saturday night.
All at Sky Sports send their thoughts to the Westcarth family. Now, Kell Brook's just one of many champions moulded in the famous Ingle fighting style. Our own Johnny Nelson took a trip down his favourite gym in search of the next Sheffield showman.
Home sweet home, welcome to Ringside's freestyle battle, where skills pay the bills. Woo!
Don't sweat the technique.
You've got 3 rounds to show me your best moves, and I'll pick the winner.
Don't sweat the technique.
You've got 3 rounds, boys. I'm judging. Don't let yourself down because it's going to be embarrassing for you. Let's do it. Let's start battle, boys. It's battle. Woo! Round one, off we go. Hit it. Woo!
Check the file. Let's see who bit the style. Flip the script so it can't get filed. At least not now.
Kid Gallagher's in trouble.
Change the pace to complete.
Give some Hollywood, sir.
Drop the bass to MCs get weak.
Off we go. Oh my God.
Speak. They freak to sweat the technique.
Oh, come on.
In 86 with a melody and a
I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. Ding, 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 red zone. Oh my God. Polo. Oh, head body. Switch it southpaw to open up. Woo!
When they sweat the technique.
Ding, ding. You're supposed to be the next king.
Sweat the technique.
Now I'm hoping you're saving it for the last round to show off. Alex, last round. Round 3, touch me, brother. Hit him.
Know how many times I ripped the wreck from the searches, never found all the pieces yet. Scientists try to solve the context. Philosophers are wondering what's next. Pieces took the last. They couldn't absorb them.
Last round. I need some highlights. I need some Hollywood. I need you to tell us why you're supposed to be the king of the gym. Ding ding. Round 3. Hit it. Kid Time.
And peep the technique.
Very impressive. We saw some Deontay Wilder shots. We saw something new and flash. But I'm afraid the winner, I'm sorry, son. Yeah! All right!
Good to see Sheffield's boxing future is in safe hands there. Right, after the break, Eddie Hearn will be joining me to answer all your questions. Plus, we build up to an explosive world heavyweight title clash.
Live from Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, it's showtime!
Brooklyn, what's up, baby?
Louise, King Kong, Ortiz!
Papa's got a brand new bag.
Boom! I know everything about you. All I ever wanted to do was prove to the world I am the best. I do hit the hardest. I am the most feared. In skill.
Papa's got a brand new bag.
That's nothing he's gonna be able to do to beat me.
Music and boxing go hand in hand, whether it's training or the ring walk on the night. Let's find out what these guys are listening to.
Meek Mill, Lord knows.
All of the lights.
I think the right vibe, right music, right atmosphere makes all the difference.
Like Skepta.
50 Cent. I have the Tiger.
You've got good music, you've got a good vibe, it helps lift you, it helps with your confidence when you get in the ring.
Welcome back to JD Ringside. I'm joined by boxing promoter Eddie Hearn. Good to see you, Eddie. Now, Sweet Caroline, we all know, always sets the tone, doesn't it? But there's nothing quite like Kell Brook's All of the Lights. Where's the idea behind that? Where did that come from?
I think it came from in his living room in Sheffield many years ago now. Our first fight with him was with Love More and Do at the Hillsborough Leisure Centre, and I was trying to give him the big sell. You know, we need that anthem. And I think it just came on in the gym, and we were both there, and this was the one. You know, turn up the lights in here, baby. I mean, that says it all about Kell Brook. Yeah, because the amount of times that prior to a ring walk, you know, he'll stand there and he'll listen to the music, and you know, some people take ring walks more seriously than others, and the music particular.
But how involved do you get in that? How involved do you get in
I'm getting on a bit
now,
Anna. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, like,
what's in your collection?
Because these guys, the fighters that I work with, probably think I'm like a sad old man. So, like AJ, for example, I must have given him 5 or 6. I remember I said to AJ, Bruno Mars, you know, the Saturday Night song. I said, this is the song, and he was like, yeah. And as we were about to walk out, I thought, oh, and it obviously didn't play it. He just sort of put it in a bin as soon as I walked off. So, but some fighters take ring walks. You know, for some it helps them focus, get in the zone, and for All of the Lights, that is Kell's anthem. So that's the moment he switches on. He hears the music, he takes in the words. Obviously the crowd goes wild and they know it's his anthem as well. But it's actually quite an important part of his pre-fight ritual.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure a fight that Eddie would love to make in the future is Kell Brook versus Amir Khan. It's a domestic grudge match that has got everybody split.
If Amir Khan's watching, give everyone what they want. Do it now.
You can hate me now. I won't stop. But I won't stop now.
Queen Khan's getting it. You're getting it next, boy.
I used to box Kell all around the ring, and I'm not gonna lie to you, that's the honest truth.
Ferocious rivalry, bitterness, feuding, jealousy, and bad blood.
I know you're delicate around whiskers, I'll take you out.
No, come on, Kell. I gave him that much of a beating. Could end up being his last fight.
Who wants to see Brook v Khan? Come on. It ain't gonna never stop, y'all.
Well, it's the fight everybody wants to see in British boxing, Amir Khan against Kell Brook. But I wonder who would win if they did meet. Jamie Moore, who are you representing?
I'm going to represent Amir Khan.
So that means you're going to represent?
Sheffield's Kell Brook.
OK, you've both got 30 seconds to state your case. We've already done our toss-up before we started. Jamie's going to go first. Your time starts now.
Yeah, so I change my mind every day on this fight. I was on the radio yesterday and I picked Kell Brook, but today on the train on the way in, because I knew we was doing this, I'm thinking Amir Khan. I think speed, I think movement. As long as he doesn't get dragged in, you know, he fights with his heart on his sleeve sometimes. He can't afford to do that with Kell Brook, especially now Kell's moved up in weight. So, you know, it's more of a dangerous fight now for me and for Amir than it was 2 years ago. But if he boxes right, I think he can win.
That's your time up. Very good, Jamie. Good, strong start. You've got a hard act to follow there, Dave. 30 seconds. Your time starts now.
I think it's quite simple. Kell at 154 is going to be a beast. I think, although he's maybe not as fast-handed as what Amir Khan is, he's got the timing. And timing for me beats speed. 12 rounds is a long time to keep away from Kell Brook's bombs when you've been, you showed that you can be vulnerable. Kell Brook all the way for me.
You've got 30 seconds. You don't even need it all.
I can do a little dance if you want, but 12 rounds, long way to go. Kell Brook around mid-range, 8-9 rounds.
Okay, time up. You didn't even need the full count. You both made some very convincing arguments. Jamie, I thought you did very well, particularly about the speed. Dave made some valid points there about 154. We don't know where the fight's going to be made, but there can only be one winner. And that man is...
Kell Brook.
Amir Khan. Jamie Moore, convincing argument there.
Just he talk more.
You got 30 seconds, you should have used it.
It's about specifics. That's what it is, specifics.
It's all opinions. It's all opinions, Dave. Don't get bitter about it. Thanks for joining us, guys. Good debate.
Eddie, both guys making strong cases there for either man, but the killer question is, can this fight actually be made?
Well, you'd hope so now. You know, both guys under the Matchroom banner, both guys under the Sky Sports banner. You'd hope there's a better chance than ever. Still plenty of options out there for both guys, but this fight remains the one, domestically of course, the British fight fans want to see. Most importantly, Kell Brook's got to perform tomorrow night against Rabchenko in a tough fight, and Amir Khan's got to do the business on April the 21st. I do think they'll probably fight again, perhaps even on the same card. In the meantime, maybe in the summer or end of the summer, but I think November, December is a good time for Brook Khan, but there's so much to play for first, so much risk to be taken, so much uncertainty about their returns that I'm not getting too excited about it until we see March 3rd and April 21st.
At which weight though? What could it be made at?
Well, you know, I mean, I can't tell you how good it is to see Kell Brook at a weigh-in smiling, his face looks full. You know, that Errol Spence weigh-in was painful, you know, and Amir's fight's at 150, obviously this fight's at 154. Kell in his mind still thinks that he can make welterweight. I don't agree with him, but he made 154 very comfortably. So is there a catch weight at 150, 151? Does Amir tell him he's got to come down to welterweight? Does Amir like boxing at 150? Or everything's in play. But again, I will say that without victory against Rabchenko and Le Greco, that fight's up in smoke anyway.
All right, well, there is plenty to look forward to this weekend. In the early hours of Sunday morning, WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder takes on King Kong Luis Ortiz in Brooklyn in New York. Johnny Nelson caught up with the Bronze Bomber.
Oh, Jesus. Easy work. Let's go, man.
Head out on the highway.
Come and get me, baby.
Deontay, you finally get your hands on Luis Ortiz. Are you ready?
I'm more than ready. I can't wait. This is what I live for. This is what I breathe for. This is no game for me. When I speak, I really believe what I say. When I say what I'm going to do, I'm really going to do what I say I'm going to do. If I don't, then he going to wish he's never got in this sporting period. I don't play around in this game. This is not Deontay Wilder. This is the Bronze Bomber. So when I look into his eyes, I can tell, I can see, I can feel. I know he's scared of me. I know he's nervous of me because he never had a man to step in front of him, but he's never been in front of a champion. He never been in front of a man that really want to take his soul away from me. I'm going to rip it. I did it with my eyes. Now it's time to do it with my fists. But after I beat Luis Ortiz, this will solidify myself at the top of the division. And after this, if Joshua get past Parker, it ain't no more excuses. It ain't no more time. I want to fight while we're young. I want to fight while we're undefeated. I want to fight while we're healthy because after this, we don't know what could happen. Let's make the best fight in the world happen right now. The people want it.
Wow, that was intense. What a way to kick off the new look ringside. That was saucy.
The new look ringside on the road, Johnny, away from our benches. Yeah, it really was. It's a massive fight here in New York on Saturday, the 7th defense of Deontay Wilder's WBC crown, and probably the toughest on paper against Luis Ortiz. There's 67 wins between them, 62 by knockout. Ortiz is dangerous. He can really punch the southpaw Cuban skills, but Wilder will want to make a statement. He was really worked up, wasn't he?
Yeah, Wilder got his back up as well, Ortiz. Ortiz at first was pretty calm, then all of a sudden he bit, and you could cut the atmosphere with a knife.
Well, it's a vital fight in this massive heavyweight division with Joshua and Parker at the end of the month, and Wilder wants to be in Cardiff for that. He's got to get it right, and it's a tough one. The toughest he's had yet in his career. Ortiz, nothing to lose, really fancies it.
Should be saucy.
It should be great. And join us, of course, Saturday night at the Barclays Center in beautiful Brooklyn. Wonderful to be here.
Well, Eddie, with two big fights on both sides of the Atlantic, there are plenty of questions coming in for you, so now is the time to grill you. This one first from Gary Brown, who asks, if Wilder loses to Ortiz, will you try and make Dillian Whyte versus Ortiz?
Well, firstly, what a night of boxing this Saturday. I mean, huge card from Sheffield, then over. I noticed Adam and Johnny have chosen the New York leg. It's very kind of them while we're here in cold Sheffield. In answer to the question, I believe that there will be a rematch clause in the Wilder-Ortiz fight. It's a voluntary defence, so generally the promoters would make sure there is. Dillian Whyte's #1 in the WBC. At some point, he's going to become the mandatory challenger for the WBC champion. But he's got to beat Lucas Brown first on March the 24th at the O2. So lots of questions to be asked. And everybody talks about, I think if Wilder can win, let's focus on that, because although it's a tough fight, we all want Wilder to win because we all want to see Wilder against Joshua. But if that fight doesn't get made next, Dillian Whyte could jump in with a fight with Wilder. Right now in that heavyweight mix, there are so many different permutations. People are talking like Joseph Parker doesn't even exist. We've got to remember, this is, I believe, the toughest fight of AJ's career so far on March 31st. So let's concentrate on the people we want winning. Get the AJ win, get the Wilder win, get the Dillian Whyte win over Lucas Brown. And then we can have some kind of Royal Rumble.
So essentially, wait and see. Yeah. Right, Joel Burgess wants to know, who will Brook face next, assuming he wins?
Well, I mean, a lot depends on how he looks against Rabchenko. The main focus for Kell Brook is to be in the biggest fights possible and to try and win another world title, to become a two-weight world champion. Up at 154, really difficult champions and great fighters as well. Lara's fighting Hurd in a unification. Saddam Ali, perhaps the weakest of the champions. Jamel Charlo, the WBC champ. It's a really tough division. So, again, because of the setbacks, because of the two defeats, because of the injuries, it's really all on this Rabchenko fight. He's fighting for his career tomorrow night, Kell Brook. And after that, we can look at what's out there. I'd like him to get straight back in the gym, have another fight with maybe a top 10 contender at 154 pound before jumping into that super fight later this year.
All right, last but not least, Tom Armstrong has asked, which fight will be made first, Brook versus Khan or Joshua versus Fury?
Well, I think there's a good... Oh, Joshua against Fury. I thought he was going to say Joshua against Wilder.
Yeah.
I think, look, AJ is up for fighting all these guys. He wants to fight Wilder badly. He really wants to fight Tyson Fury. I mean, bear in mind, these guys message each other, and I've read the messages. you know, it's not pleasant stuff. He's talking about the fight. They want to fight each other. So we say to Tyson Fury, let's go. Let's get back on the road. Let's get back in the ring. I believe Tyson Fury wants a couple of warm-up fights, if you like, first, to come back and sort of get back in the swing of things. I advise it before he fights Joshua. But let's do it. Now, let's sit down. Let's get the Fury-Joshua fight made. Let's get the Joshua-Wilder fight made. These are the heavyweight fights that we want, Sky want, the fans want, and Anthony Joshua wants as well. But in answer to your question, for that particular fight, I'll go Brook Khan before AJ against Fury.
You've just made a lot of fight fans very happy, I'm sure. Thank you very much for your time, Eddie. We cannot wait for the action to get started on Saturday, and neither can our very own Johnny Nelson, who, let's face it, he's been out of the ring for quite a while, hasn't he? So we thought we'd put him to the test and see if he's still got what it takes. Over to you, Johnny.
I'm here with Johnny Nelson. This is the JD Reaction Wall Challenge. Here to test coordination and reflexes. You've got 30 seconds to smash as many targets as you can.
Just remember where you are. This is the gym of talent, speed, hand-foot-eye coordination. Champions, do you think you're going to beat me on this? Go, 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 go! Oh, man, that's so easy. Boom, jab, ooh, body shot, ooh. 33, oh, yeah. Is that it? 37. 37. Do you want me to do it with one hand?
English gym. Hand-to-eye coordination, Johnny.
Time out. No!
37 to beat.
That's you.
That's me.
It's a fix.
Sky Sports. Feel it all.